game I ever played was Space Invaders. You know, tune. Yeah, it was great. Great. I go into the arcade and play the game, and yeah, that was the hot game. I don't even remember what year that was, but I was a teenager, and it was great. I actually have one now. I have a Space Invaders in my garage. I was a very physical guy, so I played a lot of sports and stuff. But I enjoyed getting into the arcades and playing. Yeah. I didn't even have the whole idea of becoming an actor until I was in my early 20s. So I was a late bloomer when it came to all the performing and all that stuff. So I was much more into. I'd done martial arts for a long time, so I enjoyed going to the dojo and working out and stuff. But man, you know, yeah. So acting became a tool for me to express myself as an artist, and it sort of kind of took the place for a while, a few years. Took the place of going to the dojo for me. But now I have a great dojo. It's downtown LA, a little Tokyo, so I go and I work out often and go and get cast every now and then and go off and do a movie, go into a game, you know, Black Ops 2, I did that. And yeah, looking forward to doing more. You know, I've talked to a lot of people about the difference between acting in a game and acting in a film or on TV. And for me, personally, there's really not that much of a difference. I think that's why gaming has started hiring more and more actors. You know, more and more people who get really a little bit deeper into the character, you know, and really it becomes more natural and more real while they're on the mocap floor in the studio there. And so you get, you know, much more intricate reactions and emotional responses, and you can see that in the filming, in the motion capture, and in the facial movement that is all digital in the gaming, but in real life, not real life, but in the filming or TV. I found it to be, my first time out, I found it to be very, very similar to being in a beginning actors class, whereby, I'm not saying it's like beginner stuff, it's just that a beginning actors class, they generally, you don't have the prop. You don't have the real thing. We saw the prop guns and the prop weaponry, right, in there. And a lot of it looked like the real thing. Same weight, same length. All they do is put markers on them. So when you're holding the rifle or the pistol, it looks like you're really holding a rifle or a pistol. But when we did my first one, it wasn't my first one, but the first one where we had a lot of props, Call of the Dead. We didn't have the real, you know, Robert Englund didn't have the real pitchfork. He had a little stick, you know, and it had markers, and that represented the pitchfork. Danny Trejo for his machete, or my gun, or my shotgun, my sawed-off shotgun. I had just a little stick with markers. We didn't have the real guns at the time. For my helmet, even for Black Ops 2, for my helmet, it was a plastic bowl. They cut out a plastic bowl and put it on my head with a string. That represented my helmet when I put my helmet on and jumped out of the plane. So what I'm saying to you is that, you know, the acting part came through because as an actor, that's what you do. You use sometimes these physical objects like the real thing. And it shows, and you believe it. That was my helmet. I believed it, you know. Or that stick with the marker, that ended up being my shotgun, you know. And that's what acting's all about. You use your prop, you use this object, and you infuse it with the image and the imagination of the real thing, and how you hold your body, and how you know, how you put that helmet on. You know, it's got weight to it. It's not just a plastic bowl. That's exactly what it is. But you got to act as if, you know, it's really on there and it's got weight on there. And you get your goggles on and then you go. You know, there are no goggles. You got your plastic bowl on your head and you put your goggles on and adjust them, you know, and do the scene. Well, you know, gaming is a little different than TV and film too, because gaming, they don't worry a lot about a lot of the specifics. That's why they want the actors, I think, is because the actors already infuse all this stuff. So now they don't even have to worry about that, you know? And we don't do a lot of takes. You know, in mocap, it's like 1 or 2 takes and you're moving on, man. I mean, it's fast stuff. You get up there and you're doing, you know, you got tape on the ground that represents, you got a couple of boxes that represent a tank. So you climb up on this box and there's a chair taped to the box. You sit in the chair and your joystick is another stick coming up through the box, and that maybe this could be an F-16. You know, and you're taking off, and you know, it's all acting, and your sense memory. I don't know. I've been in a jet, a fighter jet before, as a passenger. It was a 2-seater, and the feeling of that was something I'd never experienced in my life. So that when I did Black Ops 2 and I was in the plane and I was in that fighter jet, I kind of knew, you know, what it was going to feel like, and I knew how the joystick was, because it's not like you'd crash and burn. It's so detailed and just tiny little movements, and you're doing, you know, you're doing a 360, so it's pretty amazing. And so that's what they're looking for in gaming too. They're looking for realism, and they're looking for how it's really done. You know, they want it to be as real as possible. Oh man, we were just talking about this off camera a little while ago with some of the other guys in the other room back there. And some of the things that are already in existence, you know. I don't know what everything is called, the technical name for some of the stuff that's going on, but what's happening is like it's becoming more and more immersed. You're gonna start feeling the hits when you get hit through some sort of vibration or through some sort of sound wave. And it's going to be like little probes or a little vest on your body as you're playing the game, and you'll be able to really experience the moment when the crash occurs, or you know, you'll feel the. They do that with chairs now. They have the gaming chairs, and they have sound and vibration. They're going to do that with probably wearable vests and stuff like that, so that when you're hooked into the game, that's hooked into through probably not through wiring anymore. It's going to be through Bluetooth or something like that, and so you'll be able to experience experience it in multiple levels and then layers. You know, you'll be able to see it, of course, and maybe even smell it and definitely feel it, and so it's. You know, that's what's going to be going on. And whether they get more and more realistic, who knows? Because the artistic choice of not being so realistic ends up being very cool, because, you know, after all, it really is just a game. You know what? The whole idea of video games and violence is I don't want to say it's a mute question, But you know, it's a creative game. You're using a form of creativity to create an experience or a near real experience. Okay, but I think most of us realize this is a game, and we do, and it's not going. I don't think it's going to influence you. Probably one way or the other. You're going to understand. You're playing the game because you like to escape and you like to have fun, and it's a great way to experience that visceral, visual thing inside your living room. You know, you don't really have to have a tank to go around. You know, it's just so much fun, and it's a game.